Moranternet. Chris, I'm a never in, but I cannot stop diving into the extensive works of LRH, mostly because I just love crazy. What, in retrospect, are the craziest and or most disturbing things Source has committed to paper or tape? For me, it's a toss-up between almost everything in A History of Man and the Space Gorilla theme park in Routine 3N for crazy and affirmations for direct and disturbing evidence of sheer insanity. Thanks for your videos. This is one of my favorite series ever. Yeah, you actually chose some really good ones there, actually, because those are amongst some of the crazier things that Hubbard wrote about. And by crazy, I do mean irrational, things that cannot be proven and in fact are proven not, that there's no way those things could have happened. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Almost everything in History of Man has been scientifically shown to be complete nonsense. Between the Piltdown Man and the clam and the whole evolutionary nonsense that he talks about, and the dates of things that happened and when they happened and stuff like that. It's just, it's kind of really, real stretch to be able to give any credence to any of that material. I just did some pretty in-depth analysis of the OT levels, and OT3, the Xenu story, is pretty wild in terms of, you know, when you use the word crazy, that's pretty open-ended, but in terms of easily, like illogical, doesn't make any sense at all, so easy to poke holes in that it's kind of hard to understand how anyone could possibly believe this material. I'd have to say that Xenu story is definitely up there. You know, between the DC-8 planes transporting 13.5 trillion people from, you know, places that are light years away, to Hubbard getting the North Star wrong. You know, he calls it Polaris and it was 75 million years ago. Well, guess what? 75 million years ago, Polaris was not the North Star. Wasn't even close. So there's all kinds of holes in this, in his lore, you know, of how he tells the story of this whole great catastrophe that happened here 75 million years ago. OT4, which is the OT drug rundown, also has some pretty wild stuff in it, including the idea that body thetans can create drug substances for real, physical drug substances in your body right now. That's pretty wild. You know, I'd like to see some proof of that. So yeah, it's almost it's almost like going into some of the, you know, I've tried to shy away from evaluating too much, you know, or invalidating too much the beliefs of Scientology, but you know, there's a lot of crazy there. So